Welcome back, comrades. This is MF Kraven. You're watching Less Than 10 Minute Reviews, the YouTube series where I take a look at games I think seem cool and give my thoughts on them in less than 10 minutes. I review games simply by telling you if I think it's a buy it now, wait for sale, or do not buy. This review is a Steam version. I have been given a review key by Phoenix Labs, so thank you for that. Fae Farm is a farming sim RPG for up to 4 players. Discover the magical island of Azoria, plagued by whirlpools. Full of whimsy and wonder, help the island folk by exploring the island to discover its secrets. All while farming, cooking, decorating, and ranching at your homestead. But, can Fae Farm help you escape your dull life to a magical place? Or is it just another farming sim? Let's find out. Graphics, sound, and art style. It's like Chibis and Me's had a love session and created these lovable Fae folk. The art style is charming, cutesy, and cool all in one. The sound effects are beautiful. You can get fully immersed with the seagulls in the background, the doors slamming down, the lumber being cut. It just sounds very nice. Plus the soundtrack to this, while sometimes not really appropriate, gives me heavy Vince Guaraldi trio vibes. And once winter hits, I know I'm going to have that soundtrack on repeat. Gameplay. You arrive shipwrecked to the island of Azoria, all because of a pesky whirlpool. You then meet the mayor, where they give you a homestead, and in typical farming sim fashion, you clear your unkempt property as you explore the island. In your first couple of days, you're given a net, fishing rod, and staff, all accompanied by your everyday tools that, mind you, will never break or take inventory space. Also, they'll magically appear when you need a specific one. Example, you need an axe, the axe will pop out. If you're facing a rock, your pickaxe will. Facing some sand, your shovel will, etc., etc. But I feel as soon as you take off to explore the mines, where you have to reach level 25 to know what's causing the troubles of the island, is where it really takes off. Price. $39.99 USD. How many hours estimated? I'm only about 7 hours into the game and have barely scratched the surface, but I can honestly say that I have seen enough to know whether or not to recommend this game. Is it playable on Steam Deck? Yes, it is playable, and while I played it mainly on my laptop, post-review I will definitely be playing it more on my Steam Deck. Final thoughts. If you played a farming sim, you pretty much played them all, so how does Fae Farm stand against the greats? I like it. I don't love it. There's a lot of good. A lot of things that kind of take away the immersion. For example, there are only 6 love interests as it stands right now. 3 guys, 2 girls, and 1 non-binary person. But just talking to the town folks in the first available days will get your love interest to be quote-unquote flirtatious with you. How about you just back off the romance? I'm just talking to... Okay, Jack is mad thick. But the rest of the town folks are just boring and add really nothing to your experience, even if you do end up befriending them. Whenever trying to access the inventory shit, sometimes the almanac comes up instead, and while in there, the sorting always resets to alphabetical. The farming on it is just okay, only 3 crops to start you off with, and to unlock more things, you must level up your farming. How? By farming, which I like. But spring is coming to an end, and it's looking like I'm only going to have to wait next year to plant the other spring crops. When in the mines, well, I love that my pickaxe switches immediately to shovel if I need it. I don't appreciate my staff or wand or whatever it is turning into a pickaxe just as I'm about to hit somebody, which doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, I suppose, because if you do end up going to 0 HP, there are no real repercussions. I experimented by being a sacrificial lamb and lost nothing. Just kicked out of the mines. And if you don't get to bed by midnight, same thing, no repercussions. You don't lose an item or anything. You just wake up in your bed at 6 a.m. with all the stuff that you mined with. But I suppose this is what will make it fall into the category of cozy games, which can appeal to other crowds. I'm certain that I'm not the target demographic for Fae Farm, but I digress. My last real complaint, though, is a simple one. Time only ever stops if you have the game pause. While making furniture or in any other menu, time just keeps going. This kind of made me avoid working on my house for now. But now that you've heard all my gripes, let's go for why I still think you should buy this game. It's fun. The cooking mechanics are great. Opening up more options by cutting up ingredients, not just roasting them over a fire, is nice. Having to use more clothes or warmer, cooler foods and drinks, otherwise you're penalized by having stamina taken away, is a welcome challenge, even if it is minor. I love how you can just aimlessly throw your character around, though. You want to swim that lake? Cool. You want to jump on those cliffs? Cool. It just gives you the freedom. Plus, tracking townsfolk and other farming sims is so tedious. And yet, with Fae Farm, you can literally use magic to know where people are at all times, and the compass will lead you to them. Like I said, it feels liberating to have more involvement with your movement in a game like this. It's easy to level up, and improving your tools early on motivates you to go get that copper, iron ores to make the necessary improvements, because it does have a big buff. The world is beautiful, and the portal system can be achieved relatively early on your gameplay, because I had it by hour 5 of my gameplay, all 4 of them. The progression, while stunted at times because of missions, feels like a nice pace. Like I said, I'm not the target demographic, but yet Fae Farm has won me over. I'm going to buy a copy for my partner, and perhaps even one for my son, as he's shown interest in it, and it's pretty easy for somebody to play and pick up. If I could say the only real red flag that I have about this game is that for Nintendo Switch, it's $60. Luckily for Steam, it's $40, but that still seems a bit steep. $25 to $30 maybe. But that sounds like a good price, but those extra $10 to $15 could buy you a Stardew Valley and Phoenix Labs. Have some work to be done to be at Stardew's level. I'd be happy to change my review to buy it now if some of the bigger known bugs or concerns are squashed though, but for now, it's a wait for sale.